when you want to lose fat, you basically have three different ways of approaching the problem. The first way is to use the slow, gradual approach. I'm going to lose a pound and a half per week over 12, 20 weeks. Slowly losing the fat so that I don't waste muscle and I have the least amount of negative impact on my health, metabolic issues and stuff like that. That's the first approach. The second approach is using more of a blitz approach. The first one would be more of a marathon. The second approach would be more of a sprint. So I'm going to try to lose a lot of fat in a very short period of time. Hit and run approach. So I'm going to lose 2, 3, 4 pounds per week, but only for a short period of time, 3 to 4 weeks, for example. So basically doing an extreme approach, very large caloric restriction, very high amount of exercise, but only for so short that I don't yet have time to cause damage on my metabolism, like decreasing T4 to T3 conversion, for example, or affecting other issues that might lead to long-term problems. So in a short period, you don't have time to create long-lasting issues. The third approach would be more of an interval approach. So I combine both. So I have periods of 3 weeks, 4 weeks of very intense dieting. Then for 2 weeks, I would eat at maintenance or very slight surplus. That allows me to go with very intense, but for longer time. For example, if I do a very intense diet for 4 weeks, I lose 12 pounds of fat, well, maybe I still have 12 pounds to lose. I cannot just continue on doing the same thing for 4 more weeks because I will have issues with leptin, with T4 to T3 conversion that will slow down my capacity to lose fat. So if I diet very hard for 4 weeks, lose 12 pounds, then for 2 weeks I eat at maintenance, I maintain my body weight, maybe increase 1 pound or 2, then I hit a second blitz where I lose another 12 pounds, then I'm where I want to be. That allows me to combine short blitz with longer term approach if I have more than 12, 15 pounds to lose. So these are the three main approaches. And the best one will always be the one that fits your own profile. If you're a type 1A, 1B, you want quick results. You want things right now. So for you, a sprint approach will be better, or maybe an interval approach if you have more fat to lose. If you're a type 3 overproduce cortisol, they are more anxious, they are more stressed, they are naturally have lower serotonin levels. If you use a blitz approach or a sprint approach with them, it will do a lot more harm than good. It will spike their cortisol way too high, which will actually lead to a metabolic slowdown by slowing down T4 to T3 conversion. It will also crash their serotonin and they will have mental problems, lack of focus, lack of concentration. They become depressive. They can't fight stress. Stress hits them harder. So for a type 3, using a longer, very gradual approach is a much better way of dieting. If you're a type 2A like me, you need variation, it's all or nothing, then an interval approach will work a lot better. So diet really, really hard for 3 weeks, then relax for 1 to 2 weeks. Hard for 3 or 4 weeks. It works best with my profile, and it will also allow me to change my training every 3 weeks or so, which gives me the variety that I need. So the approach, the general type of approach you're using will depend on your neurotype. So people who are naturally better with stress, they don't overproduce cortisol, then they can go with a larger deficit, but they need to take breaks of dieting. If you are someone who produces lots of cortisol, lots of anxiety, lots of stress, type 2B, type 3, they need a more long-term approach. So 1A, 1B, it's either a sprint if they are fairly lean, or intervals if they have a lot more fat to lose, but they cannot accomplish that with a short blitz approach.